These are the tales and ramblings of two men, their dream of running a successful food truck business and life. We invite you along to join Josh and Skippy on this journey. This is Monday Morning Food Truck.
Good morning, Skippy.
We are live. Good morning,
Live,
Joshua. That was my half-assed Bruce Buffer.
Get this out of the way real quick. Yep, the Lions lost. I'm fine. We'll move on. The future is bright in Detroit.
Take the points.
No, Skippy, I'm not getting drawn into this.
I understand.
Debate
I get that
on
you're
our
not.
podcast.
I completely understand.
You can send me my $100 whenever you get around to it.
I need your Venmo.
You're live. We have sorry guys. We have a guest joining us later today. I'm hoping he can hear us now. But he will be joining us 8:45, I believe. Kevin McLaughlin with the Sober Eats food truck out of Newaygo County. Good guy. He has lots of questions, so we just thought we'd just have him on and we can talk to him live on the air so you guys get a break from our awful voices. Yeah. We're to talk about.
Jeez.
Huh?
I don't have an awful voice. Why don't you talk?
Awful? I don't have an awful voice.
Okay. Never mind. That's it, folks.
Gangbusters. Falling apart like the Lions in the second half. Anyways, where was we? Oh yeah, where was we? So today's episode we will have some we're doing well. We'll have some more conversation today about food cost percentages. Skippy's going to go over some of his stuff. Also some labor percentages. I found another, I'm hoping it's still saved. My laptop sometimes reboots itself and I lose some tabs. Some labor percentage projections of what they should be, and some other good stuff. I've been spreadsheet heavy the last couple of weeks. I'm trying to get shit in order. Yeah. How was your week, Skippy? I know you had another weekend of brick and mortaring.
Yes, we definitely had a weekend of mortaring bricks.
Well, that's something.
So the goal for me for both days is 1,500. That's my goal. And the last 2 weekends, it's been the exact same. It's like anywhere from 900 to 1,000 on Friday, and then like 600 on Saturday. And so it went okay. The story of the day was made like 7 racks of ribs on Saturday, thinking that'll be enough.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody come in before we opened, a regular, so we always let her in early. She ordered a rack. I'm like, oh, well, that's good. And like as soon as I was taking her order, a nice couple came in and looked at the menu. She's like, yep, we'd like 6 racks of ribs, please. Or sorry, they asked how many bones come in a rack of ribs. And of course, it says it right there on the menu, but I'll go ahead and let them know that it's anywhere from 10 to 12. And they're like, okay, we'd like 6. 6
Bones?
Bones? No, we want the full rack. I'm like, I only got 5 left. She's like, we'll take it. So by 3:45, I was sold out of ribs, and I hadn't even opened yet. So I gave her a full pan with 5 racks of ribs in it, and told her how to reheat it the next day because she was using it to watch the game, or she was eating during the game. But future reference to anybody non-food truck related that might be come across this, if you're going to buy that much, we'd like you to pre-order if at all possible.
Well, maybe not pre-order, but a heads up was nice.
Yes, a heads up. That's fine.
Contact your establishment the day before or 2 days before and say, hey, here's what I want to do. I'd like to get 8 pounds of pork or 5 racks of ribs or 6 racks of ribs.
Yeah.
Then we can just prepare for it.
Just let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know. But we did good. We definitely did not sell out. We had 2 large orders. That was like $190 order with a $20 tip. So I appreciate that. But yeah, so this weekend I think we're only doing Friday. I think Friday might be the only day people are out. They're at least leaving or coming home from work. So I don't think Saturday's a day. One thing the parking lot that they have is not very lit. There's no their sign isn't lit. The only thing that's lit that you can see on the outside are the inside lights through the 3 windows they have, and the open sign that's flashing. So
Okay.
unless I want to bring have a neon sign made that say, "Hey, barbecue till 8" or whatever.
Yeah.
I think Friday is the day to go with. But anyway,
But still, I mean, so you combine both days, and it's not. I mean, it's worthwhile, right?
yeah, it's still
Or are you thinking about cutting out Saturdays and just telling them you're just going to do Fridays?
correct. Well, we're gonna see how this. Well, yes, probably. They were talking about me coming in an hour early Saturday, like opening at 3 and doing 3 to 6 or 3 to 7 or something like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, I could. What are you mumbling about?
Kevin, you need to use the other link, buddy.
What? You send him the different link. Did you prank our first guest on the?
No, I did not. I told him to use the audience link, not the guest link, so he can, because you can't. Apparently, he still can't hear, so he can't see anything. He can't hear us with the guest link until we let him in. So I told him to use the audience link, and I just saw him pop back up in the lobby with a request to be let in. Kevin, come on, buddy, you can do it. Otherwise, we'll just let him in early and have him join our conversation.
That's fine. How was your weekend?
It says he's in the lobby with 5 other people, which is interesting because I only have one person. Okay. Anyway, hold on a second.
Chad, to answer your question, can I put something on the door at the coffee shop today so people see it? I don't
know. It'd be weird for Chad to put something on the door.
There is a menu on the counter as where people order their coffee during the morning, so that's pretty much visible. Fran, could you put out your barbecue flag? The flag is out. It actually hangs on the building, and there's no way you can't see it, but in the dark when there's no light at all, it's very, very hard. Sounds like you're dictating this, Josh.
You just keep answering questions. We have JT on our YouTube stream, and it sounds like we have a couple people in the live stream. For your reference, Skippy, CK, we've had that pop up in chat a couple times. CK user. That's Chris, apparently.
Oh.
My Chris. That works in the truck, so.
He's bored and wants to come on and say hi.
He's just listening. He finds that listening to the podcast is the best way for him to find out about things that are happening on the truck.
That's. Well, yeah, probably. Okay.
All right.
Could I put a solar light on it? I don't know. I don't know where I would.
All right. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, the Skippy show is in full effect. We have another Chris listening on the YouTube channel. He says, "Sorry, working. I'm just a podcast listener." Well, good morning, Chris, and welcome. Happy to have all of you guys listening.
Thank you for
currently.
being a podcast listener.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate it.
Please tell your friends.
Huh?
Please tell your friends.
Yeah, tell your friends. Our surge last week was pretty impressive. It was one of our better weeks we've had in a while. We had a quick 2-day stint in the top 175, and then we're right back out. I'm going to attribute to a lot of New Year's resolutions for people starting podcasts or something, and because I think we had the same thing kind of happen last year. But we appreciate the numbers, guys. Keep listening. Whether we're top 1,000 or top 100, we know we're number one in your hearts.
And in India.
And in India. So yeah, so you're gonna go Friday, Saturday this week, and then kind of figure it out from there.
Why just go Friday this week?
Just to go Friday this week.
Yeah, I think so.
We do have Kevin in our audience now, so he's in there. He's hearing us. Welcome, Kevin, and we'll bring you in another about a half an hour. So.
Yeah, you can't say welcome and then I expect for him to hear something or to say something back, and you kicked him out into the abyss that everybody else is in. Gosh. Anyway, doing food cost, I realized that brisket's expensive.
No shit.
Like,
Do you want to stop selling brisket on your truck?
Why are we selling brisket? Like, my ribs are cheaper than brisket is.
Uh-huh.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, I definitely, and it kind of gives you some different viewpoint now when customers say, well, why don't you make more brisket for the next time? This is why. You know, I'm happy selling out brisket every day. You know, I go from 2 to 3, and all of a sudden now that really shifts the food cost if I don't sell the third one.
Yeah.
Or whatever, you know. However, cooking an extra pork butt, you got it. I'll toss one of those. No problem at all. Yeah. So if I'm going to cook heavy for a day, it's stuff we might bump up brisket a little bit, but we're going to really bump up the pork. So, and that's just it. Yeah. The bottom line, we're running a business. I would love to be able to provide brisket to everybody that wants it.
Definitely not a charity.
If I knew for a fact that I'd be able to sell out of it, then yeah. I mean, it took us a long heading into our 5th season, so we've done 4 full-time years. I mean, there was a point early in our first year and a half or whatever where we weren't even selling 2 briskets on a regular basis, you know. We were cooking two during the week and probably 3 on the weekends and selling 1 to 2 maybe. Which is why your food cost is so important, everybody.
Yeah.
Keeping track of this stuff is so important. And when we were talking about second trailers over the fall, and I was kind of working through some stuff and trying to figure out if I really wanted to finagle some debt to get there. And I kind of backed off.
That's a good idea.
I backed off and thought, you know what? We've been guessing at a lot of numbers. Let's make sure that we're as on solid footing as we think we are, maybe, or make sure that we can run as close to 100% as we can before we go to the second one. I mean, because there was times last year we're making too much money not to be making more money. You know, the sales numbers are not indicative of the bank account type of thing. So it's like, well, what are we missing? What are we not accounting for? Where are we spending money that we don't necessarily need to spend money? So. Fran says that any time during a sale day, if you see that you are not going to sell out, should you advertise bulk amounts available? We always sell by the pound. We have had some times where we have run a Facebook message where we will discount. We'll do like a 10% discount if they come in, usually on really bad weather days, and we'll run it all day. We'll do a rain discount or something like that. Because really, I mean, making half as much on the brisket is better than making nothing on the brisket. And there's been some afternoons where we're down to the last 2 pounds of pork or 2 pounds of pork and a full rack of ribs, and we're seeing one person every 45 minutes. And I'm like, you know what? You buy a half a rack, I'll give you the other half rack for free. Just to get, because at that point we're burning fuel, we're just standing around. It's worth it just to get out of there sometimes than the extra $13. So yeah, we'll try to move anything we can towards the end of the day if it gets kind of that way. But a lot of times, for dinner, we're busy, and then we slow down for like the last 45 minutes. And then by the time you get a message put together and out there, by the time people start rolling in, we're almost closed. So, the only time we would typically do that is if we're still going to be around for a couple hours. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So back to your food costs. Brisket's awful. Are you not making as much money as you thought you were on brisket, or?
No, I mean, it's in the mid 30s.
I'm going to pull mine up real quick again.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the mid 30s, but it's not making good money on pork.
You said mid 30s. Is that for your sandwich or just straight brisket by the pound?
So loaded mac with brisket's 36%. Brisket sandwich is 30%.
How was your food cost percentage is way higher than mine. So now I'm curious.
Mind, I'm adding. I mean, even brisket by the pound.
So you said your loaded mac with brisket was at 36. Mine's 26.
Yeah. Well.
So and I'm just trying to figure out how yours is so much higher.
My quarter pound of brisket cost is $2.92.
Let me go back to that because now we gotta figure other things out. So my quarter pound is $2.26. Okay, what is your raw per pound that you're putting in?
$4.98.
Okay, that's where our difference is. Because I'm at $4.25, and that was the GFS price when I did my spreadsheet. So. Thank you, Chad. I will turn my microphone down a little bit. Sorry.
Chad, I can't really turn my microphone up. Well, maybe I can.
I was sitting pretty close to my microphone too.
Let's try. Microphone. I've never tried to turn my microphone up.
Yeah, I guess, Chad, the question is, am I too loud or is Skippy too quiet? If I'm blaring you out, oh my God, can't just say yes. Yes to what? Oh my God. Both. Okay. Got it. Let's see if I can do you, Skippy. I might have some control. I do. All right. Skippy, I cannot turn you up, but I can turn me down a little bit. Chad, is that better?
Blah, blah, blah.
All right, cool. So now you can probably safely turn your volume up a little bit, and we won't be blaring you out, or I won't be blaring you out.
Yeah, I do not have a way to turn up my microphone because it's built into my pewter.
Your pewter?
My pewter.
All right. All right. So I'm getting feedback. I'm hearing something. Is that you?
No.
Oh, weird. Okay.
I hear your background.
No, I heard our podcast through my headphones again.
Oh, yeah, no.
For a second. Okay, it's gone now. All right. Back to food cost. All right. So Is that price per pound? Was that your Sam's Club price?
Yeah, yes.
The
$4.98.
Prime, the Sam's Club Prime or whatever they have. Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. So that's probably where our biggest. So you said 498.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go 498, that brings my quarter pound price to 262. So yeah, it's closer to that then. And then I'm at 20. I'm still at 29.
Well, did you add your pan, add your foil?
Yep.
Did you add foil?
Like I said, the only thing I didn't have is my foil. But what do you have? What do you do for foil? What's your price for a foil sheet?
It said it was like 3 cents per square foot or 4 cents per square foot.
Okay.
So I use 16 cents.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's for a double wrap. So figured that would be good enough.
All right.
I don't know.
$1.11. Are you liking the spreadsheet? Is it helping?
Yeah, I had to mess with all the formulas, but other than that,
Because you went to Excel instead of But all right.
but yeah, I mean, $10 a rack of ribs, sell it for 26. Okay. Sorry, go this way too.
So even there,
Yeah, see, it seems the food cost is still way high.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see a problem here.
What's that?
So your average cooked weight, you didn't change it. You left it at 7. I'm working on a 50% yield for brisket. So you're less than 50% on your yield. Switch that to 8.
Doesn't change it much.
It changes a little. What's it do to your loaded mac?
33.
It's 3%.
Oh, I get it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just. I guess it seems like I knew ribs were going to be high because we can't sell them for $30 to $32 a rack. But it's just the brisket cost is. I'd like want to sell a ton more pork, and then it's like I was going to do chicken, but I don't do chicken very much, so I'm playing with these later to figure out. Wings are way too expensive now, but like
Yeah,
what if I get chicken quarters? You know.
So I'm wondering if the price is going to drop a little after yesterday. So
It's
another little fun thing. So we announced yesterday that we're going to do food for Super Bowl Sunday. A lot of commented interest and good feedback on because I did a marketing message out through Messenger on Facebook. So a lot of good interest. We got 2 large orders about halfway through the first half. We haven't gotten one since. So I'm not going to say the game had an effect on our ordering. It might have. We're going to give it a couple days and send out a reminder. Yeah.
Let's hope there were Niners fans.
Yeah, and people have always had Super Bowl parties, so I think we'll still get some more orders. But a win yesterday for the Lions would have probably really helped business
on those orders. Yes.
But yeah, the jumbo split wings at GFS have had a very steady incline over the last month or so. In fact, they went up $2. Bubba said he just canceled his Super Bowl menu. LOL. Yeah, they actually went up $2 a case in just this last week. So that put them at $92 a case for a 40-pound case. 92 is getting a little close to pandemic type costs. I think the highest I saw those cases was 120. But they were right around 50 to 60, usually 50-ish over the summer. So I think we just had a little playoff inflation going on.
Do my sandwich food costs look somewhat right?
Yeah, seeing those are lower than, like, your classic is lower than mine.
Because you have the pickles and onions.
I only have pickles on mine. Styrofoam. You don't have sauce on there.
I don't sauce.
Okay.
Well, I'm doing this for the restaurant. I haven't sauced anything.
Do you do sauce on the side, or you like have a bottle out for them?
I just let them sauce it.
Okay. So you still got to include it then. So,
I know.
Yeah.
I got to figure out. Well, I just got to figure out how much sauce I'm going through, and then figure that part out.
JT says, out of a 40-pound case of wings, I'm only yielding like 23 pounds of cooked wings a case and a whole lot of water in the bottom of the pit. There is a ton of water in those cases of wings. Which is unfortunate. So I know, Skippy, you do by the dozen though, right? For the wings, or do you do by pound? Yeah, we're a dozen too.
Yeah.
Because I was getting to the same thing. It's like, it was just easier to count on a dozen and figure out the average dozens per case. And I ask you every time I try to figure it out. So you remember, I can never. Just make sure you're still accounting for the sauce because you know there's sauce going out still.
Yes.
So yeah, that for us, that's 28 cents a sandwich. So that probably gets me pretty close to where you are then. But yeah, it's
coleslaw is cheap.
No, like that's why I said that. I was shocked at how cheap it was. So, some formulas to fix still, but
anything in red, I haven't messed with yet, but I don't know what this one is. Oh, it just says inconsistent formula.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It was, anything that's division, the formula is way different for sheets.
Yeah, you just remove. For me, I just removed the word divide and then put the division line in between the two cells.
Yeah, it's so strange.
Cornbread. So I sell it for $1.50 a piece. It's still 36%.
I know, it's awful. So I don't. It is easy. So there's no secret that we buy pre-made cornbread, and it's
Did
a good
your
product.
Gordons get a rival cornbread in?
Yeah, way more expensive.
It's way more expensive.
Way more expensive.
And it's not even pre-cut. You gotta cut it yourself.
I gotta cut this damn shit. Yeah. So have you given any thought to making your own?
Yes.
And
honestly, I think the cost is worse.
Yeah.
No, they have Krusties. Is it Krusties or Krusties or something like that? They have a honey cornbread mix. But it's expensive. Like Restaurant Depot sells it, but it's just expensive.
Hold on, I'm trying to respond to a message real quick.
Sure, whatever. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Okay.
Yeah. It's definitely an important message, everybody.
All right. Well, I have a cousin who sent me a message just before we started. Wanted to know if they could ask some questions about the food truck business, and they're thinking about it, potentially starting on the east side, upper east side of the state. Excuse me.
Tell them don't do barbecue.
I'm sorry, not Upper East Side, Bay City area.
Tacos.
Tacos. So yeah, she said she didn't know that we had a podcast, so I was sending her the
You
information.
don't tell your cousins that we have a podcast. I tell everybody.
It's not my fault they don't look at my Facebook page.
You're just not that good of a cousin.
Oh my god, Nikki, I know you're hopping on right now to listen, so pay no attention to the other jackass.
Anyway,
You're a wonderful cousin.
So going back to food costs, it was definitely, I'm gonna say it was somewhat eye opening, but I'm at least in a good spot ish. So as long as I can.
I mean, there's always, you get a little tense possibly, when you start putting numbers in, it's like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
am I going to be way off here? And
my 2023 P&L will come this week.
Yeah. So right now I'm right around 20-ish, and that's without me. I didn't take a salary this year, so that's more of a true cost. It was all just owner withdrawals. So, yeah, I'd be right around 20, which is okay. Probably a little under 20. I had the trailer, the well-documented extra trailer payments that I wasn't expecting this year. That did not help. So it was only like another
$60,000 trailer. That's
it was only like 12,500 extra that I wasn't planning on paying this year.
Well, it's gone now, right? It's gone.
Yep.
You don't have to worry about it anymore.
No more worrying about it. It's going to be a good year. We are shooting. This was the other one I was working on. Our budget for the year. We're hoping to come in right around 22% this year. So,
what about mileage? I can't believe how many I drove. Oh boy. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, my fuel budget is sitting at 10 grand for the year. For diesel and then generators. So about $50 a day is what I'm projecting. Yeah. Fuel's not cheap. I'm not sure. You have the Mileage IQ app, so it's pretty accurate. Yeah, it's a lot of miles. I hear about mileage a lot. You drove 49,000 miles? Holy crap. This is coming from Kevin, Sober Eats, up in Nuevo County. So I cannot wait to ask him. Ask him about that. That's a lot.
You're talking about the bustling metropolis. Well, you'd say when you go to Nuevo, it's like what, an hour and a half away from your house?
No, it's not. It's like 50 minutes. It's
50?
only
Okay,
like
so
40.
It's
only
still
like
an
40
hour.
miles. Yeah.
Okay.
40 miles.
So at the most, it's an hour, right? Pulling a trailer, maybe. So
that's as many miles as I was driving when I was at my office job.
Yes, you were going.
That's 200 miles a day for 5 days a week.
I
was driving 1,000 a week.
I'm getting there. Can you hold on a minute? You're completely just steamrolling me here. He's probably getting out of Nuevo to come to a more populated area. So he'd still be driving that pretty much every day, wouldn't he? Isn't that 200 miles?
Am I allowed to talk now?
Oh, stop it. I asked you a question this time. Last time you just steamrolled the hell out of me.
Kevin, from what I have seen from Facebook and what I know, most of him is setting up in Nuevo County and northern Kent County.
Kevin, I still like you. I don't even know you, but Josh just doesn't care anymore.
Jesus Christ. Kevin, we can't wait to talk to you so that we can ask these questions to you in another 10 minutes instead of just speculating on what we think you're doing.
I need to know this, Kevin, and you can type this in the chat. Is that where all your profits going?
You're not going to let everybody else know the comment that you're...
Josh knows I don't work every day. I'm at his trailer to eat often enough. That's sad, Kevin. There's so many mother trailers to eat. He don't give it to me free. Okay, we'll have
Not
Kevin
running
on
a
in few more
charity.
minutes. Yeah, he's not a charity. He needs to sell that brisket. Yeah, I'll do my P&L and everything like that, so I can start working on the tax guy stuff. But yeah, I'm really anxious. My first new trailer event's going to be next month, assuming I get the stupid thing fixed.
Have you gone through? Have you been certified yet? Health department.
I've submitted it.
Okay.
They're fast because there's only 2 people working and nobody's getting it licensed in that county because it's so small.
All right. We'll have a guest next week too. Speaking of your county, Skippy has started working started. It's officially up, right? Your Jackson Food Truck Association thing.
Mm-hmm.
We will have the president of the Grand Rapids Food Truck Association on next week, Alan, who is also the owner of the Underground Cookie Club food truck. He is a strong voice, and so is the association. A big help in putting on a lot of events in the Grand Rapids area. So it'll be fun to have him on, talk to him, and give you all his ups and downs of that association. And there's plenty of them.
Can't wait.
I'm hoping that he feels comfortable talking very freely. Hello, dogs. We've done so well. We've made it 40 minutes before we heard him. So yeah, that'll be good. An interesting post was made in the West Michigan food truck scene Facebook group. There is a breakfast restaurant that is looking for a potential person to fill in their afternoons and evenings for a ghost kitchen type of scenario or a commissary. I reached out. He asked how many days a week I would like. I said, I could go one. I go one a week for the year and kind of commit to that. He's like, well, we were kind of hoping for somebody for every day. So why'd you ask me how many days I wanted? So this is very new to them. He's not quite sure about rent, lease, anything like that. I'm going to go meet with him tomorrow. This is why Chris listens to the podcast, because this is the stuff that I talk about that doesn't always get back to him.
Yeah, you definitely should know.
I talked to him about. We had lunch the other day and kind of told him, but there's a slim chance that I'd be willing to do it every day. Yeah, I don't know, 4 to 8 type of thing.
Slim.
Yeah, it'd be a 4 to 8. 6 days a week or something like that. Drop off food and have to hire a couple people to run that.
See, that's what I'm dealing with. Is the owners of the coffee shop really want me to stay around, really want me to stay around. And I've been thinking about it, like, hey, all my equipment's there. I have equipment that's there. Definitely easily, keep food there, and then have 2 people come in and. You okay there, bud? You all right?
Yeah, I just coughed my soul out of my body.
Yeah, and everybody's earplugs out of their ears after that one.
I was not. Oh, I forgot that my button doesn't mute me. I'm sorry, everybody.
My button doesn't mute me.
Well, it used to. I used to be able to push the button on my microphone and it would mute, and now it doesn't for whatever reason.
Anyway, so they really want me to stay for whatever reason, and I think it'd be nice. But then I think about, okay, I got to have 2 people there, one person taking orders and then one person making food, because it really can't be the same person because we get busy enough. Now, last weekend, the owners really stepped up and started, I'm not going to say overtaking me, but started putting together all the stuff I need to make stuff. They would put the buns in the containers, or they would put the plates out, and we did our wraps and The one owner was like wrapping the wraps for me because my wrapping skills suck. I actually tell everybody, please don't judge my wrapping skills. They're like, as long as it tastes good, I don't care how you wrap it. And
Yeah.
so they've been doing that, and it's helped out a lot because they don't get a lot of business on their end. It's pretty much on mine. But we
Yeah.
were talking. Me and my helper were talking about like what's their. I mean, they're getting money from me, granted, but what's in it for them? They might get $100 in sales or something like that. But
Exposure.
is it that?
Yeah.
Like,
so it's people that wouldn't necessarily know about the cafe. So your customers coming in and them seeing a new place and that potential for them to, when they go to get a cup of coffee next time, they're like, let's go back to where Skippy was set up.
Yeah. That's true.
I think that's a lot of it.
So many people hear that I'm there, but don't understand that it's dine in or take out. They think the food truck's there.
Yeah.
So I've actually had people yesterday on Saturday. I had one person pull in, like look around, and then leave.
Look for the food truck. Food truck's not here, so I think that would be a huge problem.
So that's one reason. Like I said, the figure or the parking lot is not lit up. So I got to do something. Chad, I'll look for what you were talking about, the light at Harbor Freight, and see if there's anything there. But they don't even have their coffee shop sign lit up. So anyway,
I'm gonna go look at their kitchen. Then it becomes a question of what do I need to buy to make it work for me? Like I don't think they have a steam table. It's very much, I'm guessing, a short order kitchen type setup.
Yeah.
So, three griddles. I almost knocked over my water for the second time today. A lot of griddle space. There's probably a sandwich prep table, but no like steam bays or anything like that. So
you got JMO's hands.
Figuring out how we work that, and then some sort of hot storage for meats. Is that just Cambros, or do I have an extra proofing cabinet? Do I go ahead and fix it, pay the $1,000 to fix it, and then roll that in there and leave it there? And
so that's what I did.
So,
I mean, I went with Chad. Chad bought one. Our listener Chad bought one for his trailer, and I'm slightly renting it until I'm done with it. But it was an Alto Sham for $300, and it's got 2 different heating elements, so it's definitely worth it. But you could easily keep everything in pans and just use could you use the flat top to heat it up, or not heat it up, but to
maybe.
Or could you actually try a different menu, something that utilizing the flat top, like quesadillas or just tacos, something like that?
Potentially, yes, but that would involve me being there 4 to 8 every day
yourself.
Yeah. So
we have
maybe kind of easing to that.
Yeah, go ahead. The reason I ask you that is so we have another barbecue guy that is taking over a breakfast area, and this is his now 3rd week, and he's done a different menu every week, and it's not barbecue related, which is weird. If you're a barbecue truck and you want people to come to you for barbecue food, why are you doing smash burgers, or why are you doing stuffed pork loins, or your bougie stuff?
You'd have to utilize a whole different day, in my opinion.
Yeah, I believe I agree with that.
You can do such as like smash burgers by, and then your other name type of thing, but you gotta I think you have to differentiate between the two somehow.
We really don't know what the truck name means anyway, so
Kevin should be joining us here in just a second. I told him to go ahead and swap over to the guest link, so we're just waiting for him to hop on. I'll give you what I know about Kevin. Met Kevin a couple of years ago at an event in Newaygo. He runs the Sober Eats truck. A great story behind it and kind of his mission. I'm going to let him talk about it though. So I can't do it justice, and I will screw it up. But he is on a mission to help people, which is good. And he kind of went through a little Skippy phase, I think, with menu, where he was kind of doing a little bit of everything. And if something caught his eye, he would try it out. And but I think he's kind of settled in a little bit to a pretty reoccurring menu now. Tacos. Tacos. He's frying his own tortillas and tortilla chips on the taco side of things. He is doing a little bit of barbecue. But yeah, he's making it work. So I'm going to let him in. And we should have Kevin. Kevin, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm awesome. Thank you. How are you?
Oh, he's more professional than I am.
Hey,
that doesn't surprise me.
I'm sorry, Skippy. I can't hear you. This isn't real. I just had it sitting here because I want to look like Josh. Oh, hey, Skippy. By the way, this isn't real either. I just love my Blue Yeti, so I'll put that away. How you guys doing?
Yes, I love this kid. I love this guy. This guy's great.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Skippy. I haven't met you. I've listened to you a little bit, so it's cool. Thank you.
Yeah, well, this show is all Josh all the time. So.
Well, I put my hat on. Then there you go.
It's kind of a prerequisite to have a hat.
Well, yeah. I stayed up till 2 a.m. watching The Equalizer. So I woke up and said, "Holy shnikes, I got to get on quick."
You can swear, it's okay. But we mark the expletive on all our podcast lists. So
yeah.
This is a 214.
So Kevin, everybody knows that you are with Sober Eats, owner operator. Can you tell us a little bit about how that started and your mission that you're on?
Yeah, thank you. My wife owns it. She bought me a job, puts me in a box, and sends me away every day. So maybe that's why the mileage is so high. So we started out, I have a culinary art degree from 20 years ago. Before I quit drinking, I am a person who doesn't drink. You can label that whatever term you want. But I did drink too, party time regularly. So I got in the field of recovery and help people. I train people to be implemented in services as recovery coaches. As a result of that, we had a lot of community events, a lot of community liquor tax money to pay for big parties. Network 180 funds a party, $26,000 down at Anabalwan Park, and I was the director of a thing that took care of that. I helped direct it, right? Like, so there was a lot of good people. Our biggest, my wife says, "You got to be careful. You always sound like you're bragging." I don't know if you guys hear it bragging, but I say 2,000 people, chicken Caesar salad, fresh chicken grilled right there. That was a pretty amazing feat. That's 40 people volunteering from the recovery community. You ask for volunteers, they come. So as a result of that, we did a lot of food, and all we wanted to do was pop up with a little tent. And we actually it was called Soberito, but my friend Jose and I got in a fight. So he took that name. We made up since, but I came up with Sober Eats. And I don't even like the word sober because it doesn't mean happy. It means somber. It means moderation. It means all these things. But I have to do it to get the attention. We thought we'd pop up a couple times a month and maybe get other people to pop up. And we say, News 8 comes and says, "What is this all about?" And then we get to tell them. Our food was good and the menu was simple. And I set it up so it didn't beat me up too bad. And we started getting calls. So our first year of doing this, couple times a month, we did like 74 events. I have a lot of catering experience, so I applied that to this style. I don't do as much roadside as a lot of people do. So anyway, to sum it up, when we put this thing together, making connections for people who want to celebrate, people who want to ask for resources, people who just want to say, "Yeah, I don't drink because it's January. It's dry January. I love this mission." Like, we get all kinds to talk to us. We love it. But our We Believe statement, we believe in serving tasty food with love. We believe it's cool to not drink and drug. Not everyone needs to quit. Just because I did doesn't mean you should. You can if you want to. We believe in helping with any positive change, in promoting a better drinking culture, and in no underage use. We also believe in safe riding, sliding, wading, rolling, floating, driving, golfing, flying, and loving. So that sign is on the side of our thing so people kind of get it.
You know
what safe loving means?
Well, I have an idea.
I'm married, so.
So this is our third. This will be our fourth year. First year we did 18 tent setup to pay for the trailer. all with daily, inspections. Get inspected on Friday up in Baldwin. Do your dollars. Drive down to Kalamazoo. Get it inspected on Saturday. Do a big party. Drive back up to Baldwin. Get inspected on Monday. Work for the week. So
starting to see the hours or the miles.
Yeah, no, you're right. So in September, it's National Recovery Month. We went to Traverse City, Flint, Oakland County, and Troy, down to Kalamazoo. So in the September, when there's National Recovery Month, we get asked to do big, giant parties. So I travel then, but my van has 300,000 miles on it right now. So what does that do? Yeah, I love your topic today because I'm looking at, okay, can it handle another 48,000? Should I drive less?
Is it a Ford?
It is a beast. It's the 5.4 Chevy. It's a Chevy. It's the Chateau, the Ford Chateau, 350 suspension with a couple chairs, and it's a nice van. I mean, I didn't know I was going to use that for food truck, and I had that van for 5 years because I always have a van.
Well, you use it for love.
That's right. Nothing happens good in a van like that after 10 p.m.
I'm not sure my mileage for last year.
Run into the wheels fall off. That's what Josh does.
I know. That's what I've already shopped around. We had two vans. The second one was a Chateau, but it was older. It was new. It was nicer, but it had a small, like a 250 suspension. That was our backup tow vehicle. We really didn't need it all that often, so I ended up selling it and putting money into the trailer. I got people I can borrow a truck from if something happens. So that's how nervous I was running to the wheels. I'm like, this thing don't die any day, and it just keeps going.
Another good source for you is Turo, Turo.
Yeah, I can use that.
So it's like Airbnb, but for vehicles.
Yeah, I've used it before, but I didn't even think about using it for that.
I've used it personally a couple times, and then I had to have the truck some work done on it, and couldn't get anything from Enterprise. So I thought, let me check to see if there is something out there. And sure enough, I was able to find something for a quarter of the price the Enterprise was for a 1 day rental. So it was great. If no one's ever thought about it, it's a good option.
That's a great idea. We have 5 boys, and some of them rednecks. They got trucks, and some, and
it's all trucks up there.
Yeah, it's all trucks. And Josh is from this area. I moved here. I am from the South, man. Anything north of the S curve is like Canada to me. So I'm still getting used to it. It's treated us very, very well. But what I wanted to say too about our trailer, and I really wanted to ask you some questions, Josh. I don't want to go on about us, but and Skippy, our trailer is a hybrid, so it folds down, and I pull everything out and cook outside so that I can talk about it. I didn't spend all this money to spend the time in that little shell. I'm starting to see the advantages of the little shell, and because it does take an awful lot to roll. I can't do what you do, Josh. I can't do 2 a day all the time because I'm backing, flipping, pulling it out, lighting everything up, cooling it down, or shutting it off. It's all hot. Put it back in my trailer, hot, whatever, right? But I love it. The North has been very, very friendly. The next investment is a hood and an Ansel system, so I can leave the thing up or whatever, get my inspection for Grand Rapids, and I can join some of the GR parties. But anyway, so that's kind of a unique little thing about that.
Interesting. So you talked about some new equipment. What are you thinking about getting besides the hood and the Ansel, or is that your primary?
That's pretty much it. I mean, my setup is based on the used equipment I bought. When I bought my equipment, that determined my layout. I've moved things around. I have the flexibility. Nothing's bolted in. I got those easy tracks that you can just clip on. Everything stays. So I love that. I can gut the thing, pull everything out the back ramp, hose her down, and be gutted. I love it. But as far as equipment goes, are you trying to sell me that fryer again? Because you've been trying for like 2 years now.
That fryer's gone.
Good.
Fryer's gone. It went to scrap.
You're kidding.
I got tired of having it sitting in my storage. No one wanted it, so I couldn't get rid of it.
I never even asked you how much. So my wife says I have this wall of hope that I keep buying equipment, and she said no to the shawarma maker. That was her last straw, and I'm like, but it's only $100. And anyway, I did not buy it. I got rice makers, and I got extra tabletop fryers. I mean, I got all kinds of stuff. The problem is I have a barn from Uncle Richard, who he loans it to me, rents it to me, and there's too much space in it. But So a hood and
Yeah, because if you're not using the space, what's it there for? Jeez.
right, you got to buy another snowmobile for $400.
Kevin, Skippy kind of went through the same phase where he would try or wanted to try just about every type of menu item he could think of.
Yeah.
We had to really rate him in to get him to barbecue.
It's so fun.
But
yeah, I mean, life will teach you, right? This is our 4th year, and I now know the value of. I didn't even have chicken. We have, by the way, our menu is made up of street tacos, and the one reason we did that is we can make them authentic, and we love them. I buy my El Pastor from 2 different sources. I don't make it. If I could make it that good, I would. And then we have carnita meat, El Pastor meat, and then ground beef. And so for one party, we did chicken in our 2nd year towards the end, and it was so good and everybody loved it. And I give you my secret recipe, and I do not barbecue that for 2 days while I'm sitting there trying to sleep. And then so now I got 4 meats, which added to my whole thing. But bottom line is we did tacos because you can bring a lot of food in one little fridge. You can bring food for 200 people, maybe with a cooler to back that up. And there's really good margins if you do everything right on that. We fry our own chips. You know that probably, Josh. I mean, we cut them and we fry them. So that's a really good margin. And then we do the nachos because we got everything else. We sold like 80 of those our first week of trying them at a Gus Macker. We said, wow, this might actually be something we should keep on the menu. And that depends on the event, right? Kids love the nachos. You go to a car show and, oh, guys, we do have a barbecue. It is not a barbecue that I make. The sauce I make. But we sell those anyway. Then we have the smash burgers because somebody asked for them and he told me what to do. Smash that thing, cut it, give me a 1/3 pound, cut it in 2. I did. We had the griddle like 500 degrees. We were irresponsible with our cooking. We fried that bun in butter. We pulled it together. We made a Big Mac and a Whopper, bootlegged them both right from the thing. And we sell those. And I get about what is it? 33 per pound, 10-pound tube. So I get about 27 burgers per tube. I'm selling them for $10. That's $270. I probably pay 30 for the tube, right? So those I got to keep on. 4 things: nacho, burger, taco, and the barbecue. And that's it.
Kevin talks at about a mile a minute. So
I was going to say, you can take a breath so I can process what you just said.
So I belong to a self-help group called On and On. So I gotta, thanks, Josh. I need you.
We called it diarrhea of the mouth.
So you came from the culinary world, so you know all about food costs and stuff. Are you keeping track, like close track on your check?
This is the problem, Josh. You guys not being perfect is what I needed to hear, because I'm going to show you something. You can see this. My taxes and my food cost. Can you see that?
That's what mine look like.
Yeah, that's my receipt. I got them sorted by month. And my food costs, what I do is I run through my daily sales. I know what I spent. That's what I've done. Like when you're used to running restaurants with wild, crazy servers and food costs that, you can get to the point where you look at the plate and
Mm-hmm.
That is not necessarily a good thing. But
I actually just came across a post from you in the food truck training group where you actually put your food costs down. I spent this, made this much money, spent this, made this much money, didn't spend this, made this much money. Here's what my food cost is.
Yeah.
And I understand that it was probably not as scientific as it should be, but realistically it's pretty damn close.
Well, don't you think this job is made up of art and science, right? You got to have the art and the intuition. And I know my labor. I know when I'm over on that. I can't get away with that. If I truly, on our website, it talks about mentoring people. People come to us in recovery with 2 things, usually food experience and felonies, right? So I want to help mentor people, and it's all on our website about that program. I haven't done it yet. I tried it with one. He wasn't set up for it. But the bottom line is I can't really teach this if I'm not willing to do the work, right? So I really need this year, starting January, I got the LLC instead of my old corporation I had for something else. I mean, I've really done things right. So yes, I will. And we did 3 events in January. We served over 500 people in the first 8 days, which was amazing, unexpected, last minute Christmas parties. People called us. And then nothing. So I got plenty of time to do all that.
My philosophy since we started was every year we're going to try to be a little bit more legitimate than we were the previous year.
That's awesome to hear. Because
I mean, kind of build towards doing everything right. We're not going to get it all right each year.
No, but you do some things that I find very interesting. Your business model is different than mine because I do different menu, right? I'm not selling the food that you sell, but you commit. This is what I love about the name of your podcast. Part of what I love about food truck is I don't have to commit to anything. I just pop up, give a few days notice, and I go. Obviously, I'd do better if everyone knew I'd be at Trail Point every single Sunday night.
Right.
But I love that. So I can't, I admire people that can do that. I need to work on that.
I mean, if you look at my calendar for this year, it's probably 75% full.
Yeah.
So our mid-March through mid-November, we're about 75% full on 400-ish events.
So when do you get all the primary calls and set that up? I'm finding January is a fabulous month to start this out. That's usually
been my starting point. This year it was weird. We had people reaching out to us in December.
Yeah, they're trying to get
for some things.
Last year they couldn't get you, so now it's December.
Yeah, so we had some things in December, but typically I'll start reaching out to all our favorite spots in January. Some of them we have a long-standing relationship with. They don't have a lot of trucks out, so we can give them our dates and they'll kind of wait for those type of things. So those ones we can wait till later on and then squeeze them into our empty spots. But yeah, January is big. My only problem we run into with scheduling is events, because a lot of the applications open up in January,
right?
But they don't make any decisions until February.
Yeah, and then we are.
If that.
So I'm blocking off these weekends, hoping that we get these events or Thursday nights, or so that's my least favorite part, is just not knowing about some of these events. And I've already booked over a couple of the events we've applied for, and if they say we get them, then we're backing out, because I have a known entity that I can get into that I'm gonna take. So it costs us sometimes. I know it does. That we're turning our back on some bigger events because we just don't know if we're going to get in for another 6 weeks.
And so many things to that. Our first year we started in April. We kind of did a cleanup, all the last minute people. We did very, 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 very well. Mm-hmm. Our second year, we booked grad parties back to back for 6 weeks because I love it. We're not making a ton, but they're easy. They're consistent. I know what I'm going to do with that. People overbuy because they think their kid is popular, and then I can keep that for next week if I haven't, or next day. Yep. Anyway, I did two things very wrong with that. I booked out instead of the big events, and also I took half down in February. You need that money, you think, so you take it. Then here's what you do. The first one in May, you charge them the rest of the half. That paid my labor and my food. Great. That's how you do that. You do 6 events, you're broke as a joke. So this year, my philosophy is this: 1 major event a month, and then I'll fill up the rest. I don't know if that's going to work.
Yeah. It's all trial and error. I mean, it took me this long to figure out kind of what we're doing, for scheduling. And it's still not right.
Two Bones looked at me one day and he goes, because we weren't doing that good down at Spectrum. We did really good one day, then not good the next. It was a big party they did. Anyway, he looked at me, he goes, you just take the good with the bad, He goes, no matter where you want to park, you'll wish you parked over there tomorrow. Or, in an hour, you'll wish you parked over there.
There's always a better spot somewhere.
That helped me. That really helped me.
Yeah. Our biggest issue last year was, I think we had 3 events, large events, that were just ghost towns. And one of them was the Art Prize one was 3 days, and it was a ghost town for 3 days. Wow. And no one was busy. Out of the 20 some trucks, no one was busy.
Take the good with the bad.
Yeah, that was bad.
And this is where, you remember when you asked me if I was going to have 5 trucks, because I had this old P35 I was pretending was a truck. It was another go gadget pop-out truck, tent-based operation. But the reason I did it is that way I can if I book 2, I could put it at the smaller event and then buzz over to the bigger. Well, and then this is how I lived. Oh shit, where are the pickles? Oh, they're on the other truck. Where's that spatula? It's on the other truck.
That's the big part of having 2 trailers, right, Skippy? Is that it's not just the trailer cost, but you have to stock 2 trailers.
And
I even had good labor.
I don't like that.
Labor?
Well, but the labor, I wouldn't have done it if I didn't have people to commit. I had these college kids back for the summer. I had some younger people. I had a guy who wanted his own food truck. That really, I was very, very fortunate. That was not my problem. So that truck went bye-bye.
Yeah. So I've been talking about second trailer for a couple of years now, and that was I
didn't know that.
We have enough demand, especially May, June. We love open houses. That I'll cater anything because it's easier money. And you know what your sales are going to be for the day. You can plan better. And from a margin standpoint, that's actually a better day for us. Typically. But so we'll do those all the time. But yeah, there's definitely May, June weekends. I could have 4 trucks and have them all full booked.
Right.
And there's days that I stretch us. Like we'll do 4 or 5 open houses in a day that we're just dropping food off.
Yeah. That's hard.
All 4 of us are going different directions. And the first time we did it, it was chaos. We can do it pretty comfortably now that we've kind of done it and kind of figured some things out. But those times I'm thinking, yep, definitely we need another truck. And then we get to July and August, July, especially our slow month, where it's like, I can't sustain 1. Like I don't have enough sales for a half of a truck, let alone 2. Yeah, like, I don't want this stress. I don't want the stress on 2 trucks.
I still don't understand how July is your slowest month.
I don't know, because we're a heavy lunch truck. And
do Troutorama in Baldwin. The Troutorama.
Waterama?
Troutorama. Basically,
Troutorama.
Yeah, the guy goes, basically what you got here is a beer tent.
Troutorama. That'd be good. It'd be a good complimentary to our bluegill festival that we do.
See, there you go. You do some
we
fish.
We like all the fish. Yeah. What's that?
You do fish at that one?
Nope.
Smart.
We're a barbecue truck.
Yeah.
We've done fish tacos a couple of times, and they're really good, and they usually sell pretty okay.
Hey, I did fish tacos one day, and I saw them on the internet, so I did it. It wasn't Pinterest, but anyway, it was the Pepperidge Farm cheese, crackers, goldfish crackers. I put them in a shell, and I sold them for like $30, and I had them out there. That's my fish tacos. If you want fish tacos, buy my crackers.
Skippy, you look confused.
I ain't making food like fish on my trailer.
Definitely no fish.
And you do have 2. You do have 2 right now, Skippy.
Kind of.
You're getting the experience at 2.
No, I mean I have 2. I just bought a used one to start out with 2 years ago, and then I just bought a brand new one.
Ooh, okay. I didn't get it.
I never had a brand new one.
Right.
Why the hell I bought it?
The bigger question, Skippy, is: are you planning on utilizing both trailers?
I don't know. Okay, stop yelling at me.
Can you rent it? I'd like to rent it from you.
Oh my God, these posts of people wanting to rent a food truck.
I know.
Driving me absolutely crazy. Are you seeing those, Skippy?
Yes.
Have you seen any of those? Who's renting out their food truck for a day?
A hamburger tomorrow for your food truck today.
Yeah, why don't you put my reputation out there, person? And I don't know if you're going to refrigerate stuff, and I don't know if you're going to sneeze on your food, but have my truck in my name.
So much that can go wrong. Oh, so much. Ugh. What else do you got, Kevin? What other questions do you have? What else can we guide you in the wrong direction for?
Yeah, so the mileage was a big one, but I do drive a lot. It's not a mystery if I have that Mile IQ app. But like if I'm claiming $17,000 for those 49,000, that's not bad. How much do you think it cost me to claim that 17? Right, my real mileage costs. I had no major repairs. I had tires, gas and oil and all that. I did spread that out over 3 different cars because I use one car to run to Gordon's regularly. Yeah. Then I have the 2 vans. Do you know out of the reimbursement we get for the deductions what is actual? I know they think it is. They think it's 65 cents a mile, and maybe it is.
I'm not sure. I don't know. And that's something that I do not do a good job of tracking is my mileage.
Yeah, that app, unbelievable. I go like this. I open her up and I look at the drive. It's funny. You remember your drive in January. When it's like December, you're going, oh yeah, that's the day I went over to whatever. Swipe to personal, swipe to business, swipe to personal. Auto classify these drives from here to Gordon's is like bam, bam. It classifies 30 of them in that month. So it's the super easiest app I've ever. And I buy the package. I don't get the free one.
What was the app?
Yeah.
What was that app, Kevin?
It's called Mile IQ. Everybody that's traveling should use it because if you have the nagging guilt feeling of I need to catch up on my mileage, it takes care of that. The other question is, so your Facebook, so I told you how many people, I'm surprised at how many people we have, right? I don't know what I said, like, is it 2,500 likes and 3,000 followers or vice versa? But it doesn't matter. What matters is how much interaction and engagement I'm getting. And I get a ton of engagement when it's about our schedule. I get a ton of engagement when I exploit my children and put them on the truck and show pictures of it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I got no. And I don't ask their permission. I made them. I don't need to have a consent sign. But like with this, I put this food podcast up and I get like 9 people. One was you, couple were your people. So that's like, okay. So it's because it's been quiet for a month. I haven't posted anything what is it? So, but you have it right on your pass out or your shelf, not your pass out, but your condiment shelf, right? That little block thing. It says how many peoples?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right. So so you incentivize them? How do you get them to do that? I know you have a personality that is just like a magnet, Josh.
So just going through your Facebook page. I know I'm not Josh, but whatever.
Skippy, you're the quiet, wise one.
You got to post more. At the end of the day, you have to post more.
But I'm always reluctant. I post stuff and my wife goes, what the hell did you put that up for? I'm like, I wasn't trying to offend the Catholics. I thought it was a funny joke.
Listen, that's yes. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
No, I'm an equal opportunity offender. I mean,
I hate everybody. Yeah,
I know.
I hate everybody too. Yes.
If I tell an offensive joke, I better include 3 different groups that I can offend in one joke.
Exactly. That's
you need to be a member of at least one of them.
If you're going to hell, you better be driving the bus too.
Yeah, I get it. I identify. I mean, it's me. I can joke about
Yeah.
it.
Post more pictures of your food.
Okay.
Which is hard during this time of year.
It is very, very hard. Put old pictures back up. Ones that.
Well, I do. Yeah, I certainly use old pictures. I started actually 3 years into it. I put a damn album together on my phone that said food pictures, so I don't have to. So we did a Christmas party for 150 for Houseman's in White Cloud. I'm going to sound like I'm bragging again, but then we did a drop off, which they asked for a barbecue drop off. I used to do those all the time, but now I'm not a barbecue truck. They asked for it because they didn't want my menu, and I did it, and it's beautiful. So I was going to post that.
Let me interrupt you real quick.
Yeah.
Where's the pictures on your Facebook about that?
Right. So I was sitting here going, how do I post that looks like enthusiasm? I am surprised and grateful that these are the opportunities I have. And then I could talk to food truck guys, and I know within 5 minutes if this is going to be a pissing contest or if this is going to be genuine excitement, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. My wife says I have a real hard time with humility. I don't really get it. She said I'm not arrogant, but that humility doesn't always come up. I'm like, I don't know. So I am a little bit twisted up over that. You're right, though, Skippy. Where are
gratitude, man? Gratitude.
Even if you just say thank you to who for letting us cater your meal, but take a picture of the buffet thing you set up.
Yeah, and I have the pictures. I always take the pictures, and they're beautiful pictures. Well, I don't really even need to use that. Yeah, I don't need to use the enhancement thing. Now, we did grilled cheese and chili for 160 people in 43 minutes. That was our amazing most cheap, right? So that's a menu item we don't normally carry chili in the winter. So we do that for J-Star. You ever work for J-Star in Motion? That's a company that they do a food truck every week.
Really?
Yeah, for lunchtime.
Yeah,
you got to be quick.
I mean, so right now, the easiest way to do like live streams and stuff is via Facebook. on your personal page. You don't have to have a set number of subscribers or followers or anything. So doing something like that, where you said you did all the chili and stuff in 40 minutes, think ahead and get permission, but set up something, so people can see a flow of something. You can do simple stuff like that, but regular posting. So at least once a day. You have to post every day.
All right.
We notice it. So, because we'll have stretches, especially this time of year, where we'll go a week or 2 weeks before we post something. And it takes us a little while to get the interaction back.
Yeah.
But that's all. You have to post things that make people interact. So we posted the 2 hats. I have zero intention of buying hats or selling hats. Zero.
And
I wanted one for myself, so that's why but you post that, and people feel like they have to engage. It's an engaging post, so that type of stuff. Whip up a couple of things at the house and say, which one of these? It doesn't have to be anything that you're going to sell, but get them thinking about what you're posting. And then the more engagement you have on those, the more likely they'll see it again.
Okay.
See your post organically again. And if they interact, their friends are going to see it that aren't even followers of yours.
Yeah. Well, that's good. So you're not going to believe what my wife wanted for dinner Saturday or Friday. It was El Pastor tacos. I couldn't believe she wanted it. And I mean, I haven't gone in the food truck since January 9th, and I'm feeling pretty good about that. And I'm thinking, maybe I can't make this shit anymore. I got it forgot. So I think she was strategic in letting me know, hey, I'm going to make him make it, pretend I want that stuff. Anyway, so what I wanted to do was take a picture. I did. I got the picture. So I think what you're inspiring me to do is actually act on this stuff, because I save the stuff, I contemplate the stuff, when do I post it, and then I hesitate and I don't do it. I'm not a Twitter guy or a whatever one-liner guy. I can't do that stuff.
I hate Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you use Instagram a lot? Or is it just connected?
It's connected. So unfortunately, all our Instagram posts are identical to our Facebook posts, which they're not supposed to be.
For effect, they're not supposed to?
Yes, because it's 2 different types of storytelling. So people go to Instagram looking for something different than they go to Facebook for.
And it's all my people who bounce over and go, oh, he already posted this.
So they go to TikTok for something different than they go to YouTube for. They go to Twitter for something different than Instagram. So each thing has its own niche, which is why we have them all. If people were looking for the same format, we don't have one. We don't have one social network. Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, look him up. He is a media marketing guru. A lot of his early stuff, his books. So Crushing It.
Gary V.
Yep. So Gary Vaynerchuk, Vaynerchuk.
Wow.
If you start Googling it and you get to VYN, it'll auto-populate.
That was impressive. I'm impressed.
So his early books are really good. And it is a lot about utilizing social networks to build small businesses.
Okay.
And that's where his passion is building businesses.
Yeah.
So once he builds something, he wants to go on to the next one. He doesn't want to run a successful business. He wants to build another one. So that's where his passion is, and everything he has is out there. He says, pirate my book. I don't care if I make money on it. I just want to.
I love that. Right.
Yeah.
I love that. If you guys want my recipe, I'll give you. You know why I'll give you my recipe for nachos? I can't be everywhere. People love the nachos. Give the people what they want. So the nachos are $12. I think they cost me $3. That's a good margin.
Yeah.
So can I ask you, speaking of the nachos, why do you call them big and pretty nachos?
Because somebody said, holy shnikes, I'm trying not to swear in my own personal life, damn it. Holy shit, that's big, man. That's pretty.
We've gotten another one, Skippy.
Okay. Big and pretty nachos.
Yeah. What do you want them to call? Small and ugly?
I know, Skippy. I'll tell you what. We're gonna have a nacho.
I don't know.
Hey, we'll have a nacho. We're gonna have a nacho war, and you know who's gonna win, Skippy? Nachos. That all the time.
Oh boy. It just got after that joke. It just got really deep in here.
So, don't you think we should have a taco contest with the idea that,
like the 3 of us? No.
Absolutely. I'll throw down on that.
Yeah, you got your style. Everybody loves a taco. It doesn't matter really. I mean, I have had bad tacos. The cold flour shell and some stupid ass sweet slaw with the vinaigrette on there. I mean, like, give me a taco. But anyway, I just like to mess around with people as far as like, you got a barbecue, you got a barbecue. And the truth of the matter is, if you go up against each other, people just love the barbecue and the camaraderie. It's not for you, it might be about, I really did good. I was one of the best, right? For sure.
If you started listening to the podcast, you'd realize that Josh and I have a portion size war with what we want for our loaded max pisses, and we're about the same size. Mine's just in a smaller container.
Oh, that's strategic. Yeah, that's strategic and pisses off your customers because it falls all over. But whatever. No,
it's fine. They don't need a tray.
Jesus.
6 cents versus 8 cents. Okay.
Yeah. Well, Josh, I was seeing you all over town. That's why I was watching your business model. Barbecue approach is much different than what I do. I do small batch cooking. I never run out because I always bring enough. I thought that was a cool thing, and I was bragging that I never run out. You know what that did for me? That killed me. I need to run out so I can go home. You know what I mean? Like, no, I still have that advantage with my menu. I don't have to run out. Sometimes I do. But I just like your business model. You work like a beast. I cannot believe how many days, and Skippy, I don't know what your schedule is.
About the same. Yeah.
No, you definitely work more than I do.
Yeah.
You have it, maybe I'm guessing, but it seems like you have it dialed in so it's less and less hard on you and your body, and it's more predictable and it's just more manageable. You have your ups and your downs. I have listened to.
You talking about me or are you talking about Josh?
Well, I've listened to a couple podcasts, and you guys, one time you said somebody at Best Buy pulled up like a foot in front of your window. Like, that's the kind of fun stuff, right?
Yeah, just sat there. Yeah.
Yeah, and just sat there. So those can throughout your day. But
if anything, it's harder on me because I run the truck myself most of the time.
Okay.
Skippy's afraid of staff.
Josh, I am afraid of staff.
Well, find yourself 15, 16-year-old overachiever young girls, because they're like 2 employees compared to the boys.
Do they still make those?
Yeah, over 50, under 17. That who cranked out the food. In between there, you got to manage them. They got their own brains. Between 50 and 18, they like think for themselves. I don't need you to come up with ideas.
Yeah, I don't need new menu items.
Not today.
Just make these, please. Yeah, Skippy's had some issues with some part-time people, and
yeah, I hear these issues. I'm fortunate. I live in a small community. Everybody knows some niece who needs some work, and so I got these family members that. Anyway,
I've been pretty fortunate. I convinced Chris to come on board full time for me, and
that's paid off.
Yeah, yes, it has. And I would say in the food truck world, everybody would say I overpay him.
You got it. You got to keep him back. Yeah, you got to keep him coming back.
He makes my day-to-day life much easier. And then, I lucked into Pam, who was a retiree that just wanted something to do and
likes the truck. It's a happy place.
I couldn't pay her little enough to make her happy. Yeah. She wanted to do it just for tips. I was like, I can't legally do that, but I appreciate the offer. So yeah, and then we lucked into an 18-year-old kid. Or I'm sorry, he's not 18. He's 21 now. He was 20 when we hired him. He was never 18. So yeah, we lucked into him last year, who did some part-time stuff for us, and he wants to come back this year, and he's going to get 30 hours a week. And
that's awesome.
Between him and Chris, I'm going to be able to really focus on my nerdery with spreadsheets and making sure this business is running properly. What's that?
He's going to go golf more.
That would be nice. I would like more than 5 times a year.
So, it's supposed to, I haven't opened up. I wasn't going to open up. I'm fortunate that I had some training jobs, which is my old job during this month. I sit on Zoom and I talk way easier for me, easier on my body. But my Kasia wants to work. She's 16. These kids making like $25-$30 an hour on an intense 4-hour day with their tips. And I think it's because, I mess around. I go like, she's homeschooled. You got to, give her a break. Or I tell them like, she just quit medical school and her mom doesn't know it yet. So she's scared. They dump the money in the pit. But the thing is, I want to keep her
You haven't
employed.
said she's got 3 kids and they all need new shoes.
No, that's her sister. So we know about her sister. Yeah. So our bottom line is, I wasn't going to open in February. I'm not going to Florida. I was going to do temporary tent-based in Florida. I have contacts with my cousins, whatever. I was going to get a job at a caterer for 2 months and just chill out and do something, learn some new tricks. That nobody called me back. I don't know why. And so I've been watching movies and eating too much. But she wanted to work next week. I look at the weather. I'm like, I could want to fire it all up, get my red pickled onions back and my barbecue sauce back, right? Fire it up, lift that whole baby up and maintain it, for a week and then shut her down again. But I want to keep Keisha. Yeah. I need to keep her. So I might just do it to do that. That's the challenge, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. My staff all were averaging about $10 an hour in tips. So, that's been pretty consistent over the last 3 years.
Right. Plus they're hourly.
So I mean, we're paying, Caleb's getting 15 an hour. So he's making 25 an hour.
I got these kids going back to school and they come back to me. They go, I can't even tell my friends how much I make because they're dying for $9 an hour.
Yeah. My son worked for me for a summer and I mean, made good money. My daughter just got a job because she just turned 16 working at one of these goldfish learning swim schools.
Oh yeah, the swim places. Yeah.
She's getting like 5 hours a week at $15 an hour. I said, I offered you a job. I said, enjoy your $50 paychecks because you could have been making $400 or $500 a week, Right. But she learned. Well, I think she might be hopping on board once or twice this year.
Well, my wife manages people. She has a really good picker. I tell you, she can pick people. I can't pick. I see diamonds in the rough. Oh, we can make. And I said, no. She goes, you don't need rough. You need diamonds today. And so that's how I do. I really count on her to kind of do that vetting, and she sets the standards. So we're like, you can be on your phone. Our goal is that you can sit on your butt on your phone when we're prepped before an event, because we should be so darn prepped. You got 15 minutes to check your phone. That's our goal. Yeah. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they work their butts off, but she's really good at that. I got to give her a compliment.
Yeah. We've had a little bit of phone issue, but I have no problem with people being on the phone as long as
your mom is checking on you again. Your mom is asking you what time. Bullshit. That ain't your mom.
Yeah. Post your TikToks later, your Snapchats later. Sweep the floor first, and then once everything's done, you can do that shit. So, all right, Kevin, we're gonna wrap this up.
I love it. I'm grateful that you had me. I want to have my own. I just don't have the capacity, so I wanted to come on, ask you some questions, and just share some stuff. Josh, you've been good to me out of the gate. First time we ever met, and that's like I said.
Hear that, Skippy?
What? Sorry.
Yeah. He told me my barbecue sauce was relish. I'm like, all right, dickhead. There was relish in it, and you're right, but whatever. I think it was the word. It was the word just. He says it's just relish, or no? Maybe you did.
I did not do that. I would have made up a much nicer lie.
Hey, he actually ate the whole thing, so whatever.
I probably said it was different and something I hadn't had before. And I
it was good. Yeah, thank you very much. Though I do enjoy it, and I'll be tuning in, and I might do my own with a little different spin, but sure as heck won't be on a Monday morning. But whatever.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Thanks for giving our listeners a new voice to listen to, and we'll talk to you soon, bud.
Thanks for sharing so much with your audience. I love to listen. You're welcome. See ya.
See you, buddy. Maybe. Hi, Kevin. Can still see you.
Goodbye.
Nice hand you have there.
Nobody knows how to press a button anymore. Button.
That was Kevin. Kevin, he's a talker. Yeah, but glad to have him on. That's why I didn't bring him on until 8:45. So I had a feeling that he might be a little Roadrunner style. So, but always good to have a different perspective and someone else to listen to. It's good to know that he also is not perfect in his bookkeeping, and that we're all kind of in the same boat.
Pam, please get on him too now. Pam, if you're there.
Pam's enjoying Florida right now.
Well, I don't blame her.
She'll listen later. She's an afternoon listener. Well, good episode, Skippy.
We've got
Good
30
episode.
seconds left. What do you do if somebody wants to have like a little food truck rally with you, like mini rallies or like 2 or 3 trucks or whatever, but they'll cancel if it rains or not rains? Like if it's, they'll just cancel. Like a lot of their posts are canceling. Like, do you try it? Do you try it anyway just to see, or do you just label?
So you have an event organizer that does a lot of events, but they cancel a lot of events.
The food trucker. It's a food trucker that cancels a lot of events for
Oh.
whatever reason, because he doesn't want to work the truck himself. His gas tank fell off. I don't know what the excuse is.
So are you? Oh, Pam is on.
Oh, hi, Pam.
So I'll try to take care of all of you. Catching you live today.
Thanks, Pam.
Chris, Chris, I'm going to ruin your last name. Rumeny. I'm going to go with Remedy. Winter's back in Florida, 58 degrees in Naples. Ooh, balmy. 58 degrees. I will still take 58 over 34. So.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, back to your question. So, are you saying, would you risk booking that food truck for an event?
Being a part, yes. Being the organizer yourself.
I would not. But I don't think most organizers dive deep into trucks' Facebook pages, and they probably should.
Well, this is for our little food truck association. He's heads up being part of it is where I was getting at. But all right, time to go home.
Okay. Well, good talking. Those that have more questions on food cost percentages and stuff, I know we didn't get to some of it, but we will try to work on that and get ask questions to us via the YouTube comments or podcast comments. I saw one of those earlier this week. We do see them, and we will try to respond to them as quickly as we can. So any of those places are good places for questions. You all have a good week. Lions fans, it'll be all right. It's okay. Deep breathe. Let go of the hate. These are not the same Lions. We'll be back. All right. As far as us, next week, Monday, 8 o'clock. Same live streams as always. Or listen on the recordings wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you subscribe to all those streams. Follow Skippy and I on our own personal Facebook pages. And, of course, Monday Morning Food Truck. Peace out, everybody. Have a good day.